Before the rise of Hitler, there was Weimar Republic after the Versailles Treaty. Even though this republic had a democratic government, there was crucial problems in the constitution, and one major error of the constitution caused the rise of Hitler. The Article 48 of the constitution was giving Chancellor supreme rights in the state of emergency, but the state of emergency did not describe in detail in the constitution. In fact, rise of Hitler and his actions were legal according to this constitution. This ambiguity gave a good leverage to Hitler.
Holocaust can be analyzed as religious dimension. First of all, there is ancient roots of anti-Semitism because according to Christianity, Jews were responsible for the death of Jesus Christ. However, Hitler was not only hostile against Jews when he came to power. He instrumentalized Christianity discourses, but when he came to power, he also acted against all religious groups, including also Catholic Christians. According to HolocaustExplained.org, Catholic schools were gradually shut. As the regime intensified its oppressive policies in the late 1930s, members of the Catholic clergy were killed and imprisoned for opposing the Nazi regime. Johannes Neuhausler is just one example of Catholic priest who was imprisoned at the hands of the Nazis.
First of all, the German economy was already destroyed in the World War, and Great Depression did not help in this situation. In such hopeless economic conditions, people are very likely to search scapegoats. For economic struggles, German people started to blame Jewish people. The pessimism, hopelessness, and scapegoating because of the economic conditions, unemployment because of closed factories, created a fertile environment for the rise of extremism and events like Holocaust. If these conditions exemplified, it could be said that there is the use of manpower without cost by taking people to the death camps and making them work inhumanly. During the Holocaust, internal currency was issued in many of the concentration camps, death camps, and ghettos that have become hallmarks of that terrible era. After killing and burning the people working in these death camps, their methods of making money by selling their clothes, jewelry, and even their organs and hair were seen. And now, you will listen to our interview with Rabbi Mendes, whose grandfather witnessed these terrible moments and situations related to these death camps.
2 months ago, my grandfather, Rabbi David Lieberman of Antwerp, passed away. My grandfather grew up in Antwerp after being born in Köln, Germany. When the war approached Antwerp, him and his mother have ran away to France and were interred in a concentration camp, from which my grandfather thankfully was able to run away, and he got smuggled out of the camp and he was hiding in a vineyard for the next couple of years. My grandfather never spoke to us about the Holocaust. My grandfather never told us where he was until very, very recently, just before he passed away. I sat and I tried to interview him and squeezed him with for some information to learn about what he went through. Of course, we know that my grandfather did not see his grandparents. They all died during the war. His mother died in Auschwitz. His father was saved because he was in England at the time of the war, and his younger brothers got visas to America in 1942, just before the Americans got into the war and they were able to escape. He was a 15-year-old kid, all alone in France. And he never spoke about it. Still, everything that he did and everything that he taught his kids and he taught us was all about the war. He taught us that to keep ourselves Jewish, to live Jewishly, to be proud of our heritage is the greatest win of the war. There's no other way to win a war if you just keep on hiding whom you are. If somebody tried to erase whom you were, show that. If somebody tried to conceal, hide, hurt your identity, your way of winning it is by bringing it out, stressing it, showing it, and proudly wearing it. I am a third generation post the Holocaust. For me still, seeing my grandfather, being with my grandfather, I know that everything that I do is, whether I want it or not, a sort of a reaction to that